Hello. So you just got your compact. You put your stuff in there and now you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm scared. Let me just explain what you got. You probably got 2 highlight colors, which are your foundation, your concealer. You may have got 1, you may have got 3. I personally use 3, but just for this, most people I'll recommend 2 colors too. So one's going to be like your main all over color. And I know, look at how yellow they look. Don't be afraid, okay? And then this is your lighter one. I call it a brightening highlight, and I use it for like concealer, but also when you mix the 2, then you have a mid color. So that's why you're almost always going to have 2 colors. This is your contour. And you may have got bronzer. Now look how different these are. Bronzer is very warm, contour is generally cool. So contour is supposed to look like a shadow, and bronzer is going to give you a glow. They're very different. This is cheek color, lip and cheek color, and then this is an illuminator. You may have got a powder illuminator, you may not have even got that. That's okay. You almost definitely got highlight and contour. At least, okay? So let's start with that. You can apply with your finger, you can apply with the brush. For me, I'm a little bit in between colors, so I'm gonna apply this lightly and I'm just gonna dot it. I'll do one side with the fingers and one side with the brush so you can see. I'm gonna kind of dot it pretty much everywhere, but I'm going very light. It's very, very creamy. If it was out in the cold, you may wanna let it warm up to room temperature or hit it with a blow dryer for a second to warm it up. So I pretty much put that all in the area. I don't have my little chart to show you, but when you get your order, there's a scan card, and I've probably already sent you a chart too showing where your colors go. Now, because I'm a little bit in between colors, I'm going to take a little bit of this lighter one and I'm going to kind of dab it in between with it. You don't have to cover your whole face with this, okay? And then I'm going to take a little bit down my nose. I'm going to put a little bit in the inner corner, the outer corner, and I like to put some right here. And then if you have any dark circles, you're going to want to use your darker color. So we'll just dab a little bit there. Okay, done. Let's do contour. I'm just going to wipe off my finger. I'm going to use my finger to apply this whole side. I'm going to find my cheekbone. I like to go higher, like on my cheekbone, or, you know, yeah, I've been going a lot higher. I feel like I get a lot more lift. And then if you have a little bit larger forehead or you have a weak spot in your hair, you can totally put it up here. If you have a tiny forehead, you won't need it up here. If you want to think of a number 3, it's an easier way. So it's kind of like, see that? And then just a little bit down here. I'm also going to use this on my nose. So I'm going to put it where I want to narrow my nose. I'm already narrow here, so I'm not going to put any up there. But the skinnier you can make that light line in the middle, the skinnier your nose is going to look. And then I usually just dab a little bit there. Don't worry if it's not perfect. You can put this under your lip to create a little bit of fullness if you want. We're getting more advanced. I need to stop doing that to you. And then wipe off your finger. You can put your cheek color on now. I'll probably end up putting it on after because this is a glossier cheek color, so it's pretty sheer. So I'll probably end up adding more. If you got a brush, you may have gotten this brush. It's called the Blush and Bronzer. You may have gotten the Detail brush. There's several brushes that you may have gotten. Another one would be the Buff brush. You can use any of them. I'm going to use my Blush and Bronzer. I recommend this one a lot because if you got the bronzer and you got this together, you save some money. All right, so now on this side, I'm gonna do it with my brush if you're more comfortable with it. I'm gonna actually dab into both colors, but mostly this color. I don't have a lot on there, and then I'm just gonna dab a little bit into that color because I'm in between colors right now, remember? So I'm just gonna kind of dab that pretty much everywhere. You can blend now. So little swirls, kind of just push it in. This is called stippling. I don't like to do swiping motions. It's more of a kind of a blending motion, like little swirls. Okay, and if you want to get up a little bit closer in your eye, you can use your finger there. So that was the darker of the two, because I'm covering darkness with the same darkness. Then I'm going to add the brighter color, the lighter one, your brightening, on the inside corner, outside corner, and a little bit right kind of next to my nose there. Okay, then you can go in and blend that. Might be a little hard with this bigger brush, so I'll just use my finger right there. All right, so I've got my foundation on. But with us, your foundation also is your contour. So you can use the same brush if you want to. I honestly, this brush is kind of big. I rather put my contour on with my finger, because then I know exactly where I'm putting it and I can feel how much I'm using. So I'm going to do that same little number 3 thing right on the jawline, a little bit down. And then I'm still going to use this brush and I'm going to blend it. And I'm just going to really make sure I push it into my hairline, kind of going in an upward motion. This is going to create more of a cheekbone and give you that lift. So you don't want to drag it down. But then on your jawline, you can totally drag that down, okay? Now I know this side still looks crazy, but I just want to show you how easy it is to get from here to here, whether you want to dot it with your fingers or you want to apply it with your brush. Then I'm going to take my cheek color, same brush. I'm going to put my cheek color on. You can also use this on your lips. Lip and cheek, you can put it on your eyes too if you want to, but we already did my eyes, obviously. Okay, so this is what this side's gonna look like in a minute. I'm gonna wipe off my brush, make sure I just don't have a lot of excess on there, and I'm gonna blend this side. You can kind of start wherever you want. I just, out of habit, blend my light color first. And it's really easy to do with the brush. So I like to do my light color first. I feel like I need just a little bit more coverage right there. Applying it with your fingers when you first start with the dots like that is actually really recommended because it gives you a feel for the consistency of the makeup, and you tend not to overuse. I notice when people first start, they really want to swipe in or dig into their makeup. You just need to lightly tap. A little bit goes a long way. It is a cream makeup. It's highly pigmented. It doesn't evaporate. There's no water to evaporate. So it stays nice and dewy. And if you like a more matte finish, you can set it with a powder. We have a powder. You may have gotten it. But that's it. It's really easy. And if you put something a little bit too heavy or you get it in the wrong place, it's easy to blend it off. So the last 2 things that we have in here that we haven't used yet are the bronzer and the illuminator. You can use the bronzer at the very end, like we're going to now. So I just lightly dab in here with the big fluffy side of this brush. And I kind of go on the high points of my face. And then I always take a little bit down on my neck because this doesn't usually see the sun. And it just gives you a nice glow. It's like a nice healthy glow. And then illuminator is used to give you that candlelit glow. So I do like to use my finger with this. If you want to use your brush, you totally can. But I put a little bit down my nose and then I'm just patting it lightly to blend it at the high point of my cheek. But I don't get into where I might have crow's feet. So I just kind of stay right there. And if you have a powder with this, you're going to want to really, really lightly use a fluffy brush and just lightly dab into it because it's super concentrated. And you don't want like a disco ball effect. The powder is more obvious than the cream is. You can use it on your Cupid's bow. You can use it as lip gloss. You kind of can put it anywhere that you like, anywhere that you want a little extra glow. You can put it right here under your eyebrow. But you cannot mess this up. If you get too much on, you can blend it off. If you don't get enough, you can add more. It's not going to dry. Even if you set it with powder, you can still add more later. So I hope that was helpful. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. You can really get detailed and you can use your contour as to fill a brow filler. You can use a little brush and use it as lip liner, eyeliner, eyeshadow. Everything is multi-use. Everything is mixable. Remember that. So that's it. All right, you guys, have a beautiful day. Message me if you have any questions. We can do a one-on-one video chat. I'm always here to help you.